so they can synchronise the video with the sound. Inception in somebody else judging you. So the key was, and what happens when somebody else judges you is this. You learn over a period of time that the way to get away from another person's judgment of you is to judge yourself before they get to judge you. Do you understand? So if I judge myself before you judge me, and then I modify my behaviour or my facade so that it now suits your judgment of me, now I've prevented the feeling of your judgment entering me. I'm one step ahead of you. I've already judged myself. So for the majority of us who judge ourselves quite severely, what's actually happening is that we have had judgment from others, and we learned through this process of judgment from others that if I judge myself first, then the other person will not judge me. If I judge myself and modify my behaviour based on my personal judgment, the other person now cannot judge me. Yeah? And that's a great way of avoiding the emotional projection of the world that surrounds us. Can you see it's quite sad too, isn't it? Yeah. And that's why you're connecting to the sad. And that's beautiful that you're connecting to the sad, because you're having a realisation that you're only judging yourself because of others that have judged you first. Right? And that's a wonderful thing to realise in your life. Once you realise that, you will stop automatically judging yourself and going, where in my life did somebody judge this first? And why did I modify my behaviour to suit them? You see, emotional stuff, projections, if you want to call them that, coming out of another person towards yourself, of judgment, are very unpleasant to endure. Very unpleasant. Yeah. Most of us, even as adults, can't cope with them. You imagine standing in front of an audience and 100 people in the audience are swearing at you and cursing you, and you just had to stand there. Now, the majority of adults would find that situation unbearable. The majority of adults would just be reduced to tears or want to get away or get very angry in that situation, yeah? Because of the amount of projection coming. That is the power of our emotional projection onto another person. It's the power to harm them greatly. You know the old saying, sticks and stones can break my bones, but names can never hurt me? Well, what do you feel more now as an adult? Was it the name calling or the sticks and stones? Isn't it the names that actually hurt you more than the sticks and stones? It's very interesting, isn't it? You know, we say that, but the reality is that it's the names that we're called which have the judgment behind them. And it's the judgment behind all of this stuff that hurts. And it's very, very powerful. And what we learn then is to circumvent that judgment of others, judge ourselves instead.